When the internet became mainstream in the early 2010s, everyone in Texas wanted a computer. My wife Victoria and I finally bought one in 2012. She used it for email and games. Our kids, Ethan and Emma, used it for homework. And I used it for research and, honestly, adult content. As a captain in the Army stationed at Fort Hood, I worked long hours. When I got home late at night, everyone was asleep, so I'd browse the internet. Eventually, I discovered Reddit and online forums, stories about cheating spouses that I couldn't believe were real. But they planted seeds of doubt. I started watching Victoria more closely. When we went out, I'd comment if she danced too close to someone or seemed too friendly. We'd argue about it. I felt ridiculous, searching through laundry, checking emails, but those stories consumed me. I met Victoria in 2005 at her sister Diane's wedding. She was a dental hygienist, beautiful and kind. We married a year later, had Ethan, then Emma 2 years after. Life was good, or so I thought. Diane was wild in high school. Everyone knew it. She'd been with half the football team, including me once at a party. Her husband Roger worked as a regional sales manager. I never liked him. He'd hit on Victoria at our wedding, but she insisted he was just being friendly. I told her if he ever crossed the line, I'd handle it. When Ethan was 9 and Emma was 7, Victoria asked me to fix Diane's kitchen sink. Roger was supposedly useless with repairs. I agreed, though I had reservations. If you're enjoying this story, please hit that subscribe button. We post true crime stories like this every week. When I arrived at Diane's house on my day off, she answered the door in a silk robe. She offered coffee, we talked, then she showed me the clogged drain. Simple fix. Too many food scraps down the disposal. As I worked under the sink, Diane pressed against me. "What are you doing?" I asked. "I want you," she said. "Stop it. Victoria's your sister. I love her." "Remember high school? Are you too good for me now?" "That was before Victoria. I won't cheat on her, especially not with her sister." Her expression turned cold. "Either you sleep with me or I'll tell Victoria you did anyway. She'll believe me. I'm her sister." "Why would you do this?" "Victoria loves you." Diane laughed. "My prudish little sister thinks she's better than me. Let's see how she handles this." I grabbed my tools and left, driving straight to base. I tried calling Victoria, but got no answer. I left a message. "Victoria, I love you. I need to talk to you about your sister tonight." Work was torture. I couldn't concentrate. Around 6, I called again. No answer. I called Victoria's mother, who said Victoria had left with Diane and Roger. The kids were staying with her overnight. That shift was the longest of my life. When it finally ended, I drove home to find Diane's Lexus in our driveway. My stomach dropped. The front door was locked. I fumbled with my keys, pushed it open, and froze. In our living room sat Victoria, Roger, and Diane. Diane held Victoria's hand. Roger was pulling up his pants. My wife lay on our couch, looking half scared, half drunk. Diane smirked. Roger had that same smugness. Victoria looked terrified. I didn't get aroused like those stories online suggested. I felt pure rage. I lunged at Roger, hitting him as hard as I could. He went down. Behind me, someone screamed. Victoria or Diane, I couldn't tell. I hit Roger 5, maybe 6 times before something struck the back of my head. I woke up in the hospital with a splitting headache. A police officer stood nearby, Officer Martinez from Austin PD. "You're lucky, Captain Harper," he said. "The assault charges were dropped. You could have done 18 months. "What about the attack on me?" "According to witnesses, you came home drunk and attacked your brother-in-law. His wife hit you with a vase to stop you. Your wife was sick from drinking. When you started yelling at her, your brother-in-law defended himself." "Where was my wife when you arrived?" "She was in the bathroom, throwing up. She doesn't remember much except you yelling." I said nothing. I wasn't going to tell the world I'd caught my wife in bed with another man. The next morning, my sister Jennifer picked me up. I called Victoria. "Do you want me to come get you?" she asked. We need to talk. Now we're even. Even? You slept with Roger and you're saying we're even? You forced yourself on Diane. She told me everything. She knew you weren't circumcised, that you have that scar on your left thigh. Your sister is lying. She knew those things because I slept with her in high school, like every other guy on the football team. I never told you because I fell in love with you and didn't want to lose you. I don't know what to believe. I'm your husband. You didn't even call me to hear my side. Instead, you let Roger do that to you. If I'd actually assaulted your sister, why didn't she call the police? She hit me over the head and called them last night just fine. Diane said she didn't want to cause a family scandal. You wanted Roger. Your sister gave you an excuse and you took it. This marriage is over. Before we continue, if this story is keeping you hooked, smash that like button and drop a comment telling us what you think Captain Harper should do next. I grabbed my duffel bag and packed. Victoria begged me to stay, crying that it wasn't supposed to happen this way. Diane had said I'd forgive her. Tell the kids whatever you want, I said. My lawyer will arrange visitation through Jennifer. I never want to see you again. Weeks crawled by. I worked overtime, rented a cheap apartment near base, ate at diners. My lawyer filed for divorce. Victoria didn't want it but would agree to my terms. We split everything 50-50. I paid child support gladly. I loved my kids desperately. Victoria called daily. If she wanted to discuss the kids or bills, I listened. If she wanted to discuss us, I hung up. One afternoon, the school called. Ethan was sick. I picked him up, took him home, gave him medicine. Victoria came home an hour later. The phone rang. Out of habit, I answered. What are you doing there? Diane's voice dripped with venom. I hit the record button on the answering machine, the old kind that recorded both sides. Ethan was sick. I brought him home. Is he okay? Why do you care? You destroyed his parents' marriage. Look, this got out of hand. Roger wanted a taste of my little sister. If you'd just slept with me like I asked, none of this would have happened. But you came home and started fighting. You told Victoria I assaulted you, then let Roger assault her. What kind of sister are you? Roger never assaulted her. She gave herself willingly. She was drunk, sure, but she'd probably do it again if Roger asked. The problem is, you can't prove anything. I told you from the start she'd believe me over you. You're sick. If you need to get laid, call me. Tell Victoria to call me later. Hope Ethan feels better. She hung up. I stopped the recording. Victoria walked in. Who was that? Your wonderful sister who never lies to you, she called. I recorded the message. She wants you to call back. I'll see you Thursday at the courthouse. Don't forget to listen to that message. I left. My phone rang 10 times on the drive home. Finally, I answered. Jackson, I'm sorry, Victoria sobbed. I just talked to Diane. She told me the truth. You didn't assault her. She set everything up. Please forgive me. That doesn't change anything. You slept with Roger without giving me a chance to explain. Even after I told you the truth, you believed her over me. I loved you, Victoria. I probably always will. But I also hate you for what you did to our family. On Thursday, I went to my attorney's office and signed the divorce papers. I left before Victoria arrived. I was at a bar near base when Roger walked in. He didn't see me approach. I hit him. He went down. I hit him again and again. I kept hitting him until 3 guys pulled me off. I kicked him while he lay on the floor until MPs dragged me away. They arrested me for assault. This time, bail wasn't an option. I called Jennifer from jail. She cried when I told her I'd be serving time. Victoria tried visiting, but I refused to see her. 2 months later, I stood before a judge, pleaded guilty to aggravated assault, and received 2 years minus time served. We know this is intense. If you're still watching, leave a comment. Team Jackson or Dog Team Victoria Prison was hell. I fought constantly those first weeks, proving I wasn't anyone's victim. My cellmate was a lifer named Ghost. He'd killed his wife and her lover 15 years ago. After 2 months of fights and 2 trips to the infirmary, things settled down. Ghost started talking to me. On Visitor's Day, I went expecting Jennifer. Instead, Victoria sat waiting. She looked beautiful and broken. Jackson, I love you. I made terrible mistakes. I brought pictures from the kids. They miss you so much. She handed me recent photos of Ethan and Emma. They looked so grown up. Jackson, I didn't sign the divorce papers. I'll wait for you. I don't care how long it takes. I got up and walked back to my cell without looking back. Months passed. I worked kitchen duty and overheard inmates planning to attack Ghost. I warned him not to snitch, but because he'd been decent to me. He believed me, prepared himself with books under his shirt. When the attack came, the knife hit the books. Ghost's crew handled the attacker. After that, Ghost and I talked regularly. He told me about his daughter Angela, a defense attorney. He'd forbidden her to visit, didn't want inmates seeing her. Do you still love your wife? Ghost asked one day. Yes, but I hate what she did. If there was a woman who loved me and said she'd wait, I'd be the happiest man alive. Don't hold grudges, kid. They'll kill you slowly. I regret not giving my wife a second chance every single day. A month later, Ghost pulled strings. I was called before the parole board. Mr. Harper, someone with influence has advocated for you. Where will you live if released early? With my sister Jennifer and her husband, sir. My former employer said I can return to my maintenance supervisor position. I promise you won't see me back here. We'll notify you by month's end. Victoria visited again. Jackson, the parole board came to see me. Will you be released? What do you want? I want you back. I stopped seeing Diane entirely. Have you seen Roger? Her face went pale. He's my sister's husband. Jennifer drove by our house. She saw Diane and Roger going inside. Are you sleeping with him again? No, Jackson. Tell Roger when I get out, I'll finish what I started. And if you're still seeing him, I'll deal with you too. Victoria ran from the visitor room crying. I called Jennifer. She confirmed what she'd seen. A week later, I got word. I was being released in 3 days. A law firm would handle my parole. Unusual, but apparently Ghost had pulled more strings. If you want to know what happens next, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. The day I was released, Jennifer waited outside the gates crying. Welcome home, brother. At her house, I called Victoria to arrange seeing the kids. We agreed to talk on the porch. I didn't trust myself inside. When I arrived, Ethan and Emma ran to me screaming, "Daddy!" I held them tight, tears streaming down my face. After they went to play, Victoria and I talked. I want to be in my kids' lives, I said, and if I find out they're around that perverted lifestyle, I'll fight for custody, understand? Jackson, I tried swinging. It's not for me. I've changed. There's a teacher at my office, Patrick. He's a good man. His wife died of cancer. He has a daughter, and the kids like her. I'm trying to turn my life around. Good. Be honest with him. Don't ruin it like you did with us. I hope I haven't ruined relationships for you. You're a good man. You'll find the right woman. I found a 2-bedroom apartment near the kids. I visited them weekly. The next week I went to the law firm. The receptionist smiled when I gave my name. Ms. Brady will see you shortly. A stunning woman in a navy suit approached. Shoulder-length dark hair, bright eyes, dimples when she smiled. Captain Harper, I'm Angela Brady. A good friend asked me to review your case. Your lawyer failed you. There were extenuating circumstances that should have reduced your sentence. I presented them to the parole board. Why did you help me? A friend asked me to. Ghost, I mean your father David. He told me about his favorite daughter Angela, the lawyer. Her eyes glistened. My father never asks favors. You must have meant something to him. Can I call you Angela? My name is Angelina Julia Brady, but you can call me AJ. You're too beautiful to call AJ. I'll call you Angela. Can I take you to lunch? She hesitated. I don't date clients. Then it's not a date. You can pay and call it business. You take clients to lunch, right? She smiled, dimples appearing. Yes, I take clients to lunch. Over the next weeks, we met regularly. Each time, I fell harder for her. After our fourth meeting, I took a risk. Angela, I need to fire you. What? Why? You said you don't date clients. I want a real date with you. Dinner, dancing, getting to know you. I think you want that too. She blushed. I shouldn't. But yes, I'll go once. That Saturday, I borrowed Jennifer's Honda. When Angela answered her door, she looked stunning. We went to a nice restaurant, talked for hours, then danced to slow songs. I held her close, breathing in her perfume. I don't date often, she admitted. I have trust issues with men. But my father sent you to me, so here I am. I'll send your father extra cigarettes. You're the best thing that's happened to me, Angela. I'll do anything to earn your trust. We dated steadily. She told me about her past, getting pregnant in college, marrying too young, miscarrying, divorcing. She kept the name Brady to distance herself from her father's last name, Miller. Will you meet my family? I asked after 2 months. We're having a barbecue. The kids are dying to meet you. She took a deep breath, then kissed me. Okay, Jackson, count me in. Drop a comment if you think Jackson and Angela should be together. The barbecue was perfect. My entire family came. Parents, cousins, aunts, uncles. Dad hugged Angela and said, "Don't let this one go, son. We love her already." The kids adored her. Ethan asked if she'd come to the amusement park with us in 2 weeks. She laughed and agreed. Over the next month, we grew closer. One Saturday, after taking the kids to an arcade, we went back to my apartment. Jackson, I love you, she said. I haven't trusted a man in years. Make love to me, but be gentle. I don't want to be used. We spent the night exploring each other, tender and passionate. Holding her afterward felt like coming home. The next morning, over French toast I'd made, I asked, Angela, what's next for us? We've only known each other a few months. I want you in my life every day. Will you marry me? Tears filled her eyes. Yes, but I need you to know I'll never cheat on you. I'll always be honest. I expect the same from you. We set a date 2 months out, but then tragedy struck. Angela called crying. I spoke to the prison. I asked if my father could attend our wedding on leave. They said no, he's a lifer. And Jackson, his cancer is back. He has 3 to 6 months. I held her while she sobbed. Then I got an idea. The next day, I visited the prison. I talked to Ghost, then the warden. Warden, can we get married here? Use the chapel, let Ghost walk Angela down the aisle? He considered it. You can only invite 3 outsiders besides yourself and your fiancé. I'll let Ghost invite a few inmates. You'll use a prison chaplain. Done. When I told Angela, she cried tears of joy. God, I love you, Jackson. On our wedding day, we drove to the prison. Jennifer came with her camera. Angela's brother Brad and sister Lisa, who hadn't seen their father in 14 years, agreed to come. When Angela walked down the aisle on her father's arm, both were crying. It was the most beautiful sight I'd ever seen. Ghost proudly answered, I do, when the chaplain asked, who gives this woman? After the ceremony, we ate cake in a side room. Jennifer took dozens of photos, Angela and me, Ghost with his 3 kids, everyone together. She rushed to develop them at a 24-hour place. Brad and Lisa talked with their father for the first time in years. There were tears, hugs, forgiveness. Angela's dream had come true. We left for our reception where friends and family celebrated with us. Jennifer had enlarged the photos, multiple sets for everyone. Even the kids got copies of their grandfather. If this story touched you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible true crime stories. That was 6 months ago. Victoria and Patrick married last month. The kids tell me he treats them well. Diane and Roger moved to another state. Good riddance. I transferred to day shift to see the kids more and be home with Angela every night. 3 months after our wedding, Angela got pregnant. We're having a boy. We'll name him David Jackson after her father. Ghost passed away 2 months ago. We visited him every month until the end. When we told him about the baby and his name, he smiled bigger than I'd ever seen. I look back at everything, the betrayal, prison, meeting the woman of my dreams, marrying her. Now I'm starting over, about to be a father again. Not a day goes by that I don't thank God for giving Angela and me another chance at happiness. Some stories of betrayal end in darkness. Mine ended in light because one man in prison believed I deserved a second chance, and one incredible woman was brave enough to give it to me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and check out our next video about redemption, betrayal, and justice. Drop a comment telling us what you thought of Captain Harper's journey. See you in the next one.